Hey Tiffany,
I get.
how's it going?
Not bad. How
Got
are
a
you?
glass of water? I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to bring up the haunting of the Victorian child that we talked about last week's episode, which for us in our time we recorded 5 minutes ago, so it's
Yeah,
still
so
fresh in my mind.
we're still haunted.
I'm still finishing the glass of wine I had in the last episode too,
Yeah.
but this one is gonna be a little bit different than our normal episodes. So we covered gardening, like what we specifically asked in episode 85. What is the cheapest food to garden yourself, and should you
Hmm.
bother? That was our question.
Yeah.
And
Do you remember when that came out? Like what month and year? Because
no,
we don't actually like. Oh well.
it's probably a
Like
year ago.
I think actually the number episode does show up, but we
Hmm.
don't like put it in the title. Okay.
No,
It
but
doesn't
it,
matter.
yeah, but that was 20 episodes ago. So I'm going to
Yeah.
guess a year ago. Okay, so grocery prices have only gone up since then.
Mm-hmm.
That was in our season was groceries are too damn expensive. Um,
Yes.
and I hate to be a paranoid doomsday prepper type, but we are we are recording this June 3rd. We are facing a possible oil crisis that nobody's really talking about
Mm-hmm.
due to the war in Iran. And it could make grocery store shelves insanely sparse, is my concern. Um,
Oh,
for a
I
number of
never thought
reasons.
about that.
Yeah, shipping. There's a lot of. Nobody's really talking about it.
Yeah.
Not in the front of the news, but if you do a little bit of looking, people are concerned. There's a lot of concern over oil reserves running out. And, we're always like, oh, in America, we have plenty of our own oil. It's not that simple. There's a lot of complications, but it's also shipping from other countries.
Yeah.
We get a lot of our produce throughout the year from other countries. It's just going to increase prices. And I'm concerned. I'm just going to say
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna tell a story. So
Yeah.
Y2K, when Y2K was coming up, I was a senior in high school, and my father, who worked for the government, basically was like, "We need to be prepared in case something horrible happens." And something horrible didn't happen. But the reason why something horrible didn't happen was because a bunch of people were prepared and fixed the problem behind the scenes, where nobody saw the 80-hour weeks they're
Really?
putting in. Yes.
Whoa.
So, like, this is a problem that hopefully people with more power and brains than I have will fix at a bigger level. But um, I would say I am concerned about it on the level that my father was for Y2K. So
Yeah.
I would rather be prepared than not.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't started a vegetable garden yet, you might consider it after this episode. Anyway,
Wow. Yeah.
so you're probably, if you're like, okay, what should I grow? How do I do this? What is it going to cost me? And is it worth it to try if I don't have like a farm devoted to growing vegetables? Like I can't move to Montana and start a farm of 40 acres, right? Let's talk about it.
I'm so excited.
Welcome to Greening Up My Act. All right, so that was a rambling, bambling, terrifying intro. Um,
No, I have so many thoughts.
okay,
So,
good. Okay, so this is
yeah.
probably we did a lot of the numbers in our episode 85 on what's the cheapest vegetable to grow and should you
Mm-hmm.
bother. So look that up if you really want to go into numbers crunching. Um, so maybe this is going to be a thoughts and feelings kind of episode, I think.
Yeah.
But first, as we do every episode, Tiffany, who are we?
Well, we are two women, like you said last
I
time.
know, we're like women. Definitely women. Identify
Definitely
as
that.
women. Yes.
Yes, that's true. With marketing backgrounds.
And
and
writing backgrounds. I could,
writing backgrounds and research backgrounds too.
me less than you,
Who
I would say.
what?
My research background is lesser than yours, but I
I
went to
disagree.
school. I don't know.
Well,
I
yeah, but
like
you.
research.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have written like complicated shit before, and you have to
Oh,
do
sure.
research.
Okay, fine.
Okay, no discredit
Fine.
yourself. Yes. Anywho's, we, yeah, so we, my God, my brain just crapped out. Who the hell? No,
we
okay.
we care about we care
Yes.
about climate change. We care about the environment,
Yeah.
and yeah, we wanted to explore ways that we could personally make a difference on those fronts in our lives.
Yes. And also, I am newly laid off and I'm becoming a sustainable landscape designer. So I know more than I knew a year ago for sure.
And way more than I know. Yeah, I'm just like, tell me more. Yeah.
I'm learning and it's super fun. So, yeah, especially I have a lot of thoughts from my class about vegetable gardens. So
Okay.
I'm really excited.
I want to hear them. So, all right. I'm going through our sources. I basically you wrote me up like a synopsis about. So Tiffany and I trade like years where one of us has a job and one of us doesn't, and
Yeah.
so she
On the
did.
same day,
Yeah,
actually,
basically
which
the
is
day I started a new full
so
time job,
crazy.
she got laid off from. Yeah. Um, but so you had already pulled like a synopsis and research, and so I basically just used that. Um,
Yes.
so we have something called the Blog of Gardening,
Okay.
Farmer's Almanac, which has become a favorite, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Backyard Garden Lover was another one you had. Food Forest Living, and then I am referencing an article from NPR.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, what are we talking about tonight? So, I just saw an NPR did a story on May 28th about the Brookings Institute. Brookings Institution? Brookings Institute.
Yeah, I used to work right next door.
Okay. Well, they just released a study from based on data from 2024 that said 45.5% of American households could not pay for everyday expenses. In 2024, they found that that was the case.
Wait,
Because
repeat that. 45%.
45.5% of American households could not afford necessities, could not make ends meet. So necessities
Jesus.
are water, medicine, food, clothing. Like, we're not even talking about
Housing.
like, yes, and housing. We are not even talking about like an expensive family vacation or even like a
Right.
road trip across the country. We're just talking about, yeah, housing, food, water, medicine, clothing. Like,
Damn.
had to choose which of those they were going to pick over the other. They did a whole bunch of research on like mostly how often did you skip a meal in your family. Um and that was 2024. So that was 2 years ago. That was before the Iran war. That was before tariffs. Um
That was before mass layoffs.
yes. It's bad. So, our data is lagging behind, but almost half of American families cannot afford day-to-day necessities. That's terrifying. Um, so food is getting more and more expensive, and like I said, we have the possibility of an oil crisis within the next month.
Is
That
that what people
could.
are saying?
That's what I've been reading. Um,
I have heard through like not any research, just sort of seen very briefly that like oil prices could be bad very soon.
yeah, I try not to read up on it too much because I'm like, okay, maybe this. Maybe. The fact is that it's complicated. Oil markets are complicated,
Mm-hmm.
but we are, I think you could say, not producing the amount of oil that would be necessary to keep our heads above water, basically, at
Okay.
this point. So when you start dipping into reserves, you start seeing oil prices jump really high. And I don't know how much it is a barrel. I think $100 a barrel is when you start getting $4.50 gas across the US. They're expecting $150 barrels. Probably by the time this episode comes out. It might be too late. By the time this episode comes out, we might not. But again, it takes, and then the markets take some time from
Mm-hmm.
that. So,
Which is funny for people listening like 2 years from now to this. It
yeah,
might not feel like it matters, but
right.
it's not that.
This might be a Y2K scare, right? That in 2 years we're like, ha ha ha.
Maybe, but even then, it's like the threat is always going to be there.
Yes. And so this is the thing. Like, groceries everybody's noticed. I mean, Sean, every day, my boyfriend goes to the grocery store and he's like, peppers were 89 cents each. They're usually 45. I mean, that's true. And, we only need 1 or 2 peppers. We're spending a buck
Mm-hmm.
50. But if you got a family of 5 and you're buying vegetables, like
Yeah.
vegetables should be the cheapest thing on your docket. The thing is,
Yeah.
vegetables are twice as expensive. Meat is more than twice as expensive.
Yeah.
So where you can cut your bill, you're probably it's probably worth looking into that.
Yeah.
You're obviously I don't think any of our listeners is going to buy a cattle farm and start their own beef manufacturing process. You might do chickens. We talked about chickens.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
didn't want to.
I still don't think most of our listeners are going to be butchering their own chickens. You might be
Probably
eating
not.
eggs, but you're probably not going to be eating the chickens. So,
Maybe.
1 or 2.
I think you can take them. maybe
Yes,
maybe that's
you
not
can.
ethical to not do it yourself, but anyway.
No, I mean you don't have the. It takes butchering an animal is not something that
You don't want
just
to do it wrong.
right. I need yes. So it. Sorry, vegan friends, but if you are going to butcher animals, it's probably worth it to take them to a professional to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to cost you. I didn't do the research on that. We're talking about vegetables tonight. So, um, our big questions tonight are less about how homegrown vegetables can impact the environment. We've talked
Mm-hmm.
about shipping costs and all those things. And they do taste better. They always taste better than what you're going to get at the grocery store. But we're asking, at what point is it worthwhile to grow your own food? And what are some tips for making growing food more affordable?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what we're going to talk about. Okay. So it's really hard to tell you that growing your own vegetables will be cheaper than buying them from the store because there are so many caveats.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think of vegetable and fruit gardening as a return on investment over time because there are
Yes.
obviously startup costs. So Food Forest Living quoted the National Gardening Association as saying that for every 1 square foot of garden you have, you will save about $1 in groceries if you spend less than $100 in upfront costs, which is some complicated math. Basically,
Yeah.
if you have a 10 by 10 garden bed, right?
Uh-huh.
If you can plant that full of stuff for less than $100, you will save $1 per square foot, right? So basically, a 10 by 10 garden bed is where you start seeing return on investment. But
Okay.
that also depends on what you plant.
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually eating them? How much is water? What's your
Does it grow?
rain? Yes, does it grow there? So 100 square foot of garden space is probably where you're. If you can spend less than $100 to set it up, you will make money back in your first year. All gardening, if you do it right, will give you a return on investment over time, possibly up to $3,000 by year 10.
Okay.
But the math is so complicated. So
Mm-hmm.
the question is, how do you keep upfront costs low, right? Time and energy. That's the issue. A big time saver, for instance, is buying plants that are seedlings and already have roots and shoots, right? Rather than planting your own seeds. It takes time and knowledge and energy to grow plants from seed.
Yeah.
But seedlings cost like a lot more. So I just looked it up. You can get a packet of Roma tomato seeds for $2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gives you anywhere from 10 to 50 plants if you can grow them. Or you can buy a San Marzano Roma tomato plant from the local grocery store in a pot for about $10.
Right.
Starting from seeds means you have to start earlier for the plants to be ready to plant during tomato season. But if
Mm-hmm.
you just on a whim decide you want to plant tomatoes, you can just waltz over to HEB here in Texas and see what's for sale, buy that and plant it and grow tomatoes. So you don't have, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it's tomato season. They have tomato plants outside.
Yeah.
So it's, you can save, I don't even know. If you bought 10 already seeded Roma tomato plants, it would cost you $200, right? Or 100, 10 times 10, $100. Or you
Mm-hmm.
could grow 10 from a seed bag for $2. So you can save yourself $98 by,
Mm-hmm.
you know, seeding your own plants. But do you have the time to do that and the energy to do that? So
Yeah.
other upfront costs include the soil, if you don't already have it,
Mm-hmm.
materials for a raised bed or pots. You're going to need tomato cages, things like that.
Or rows.
Or rows. Yes.
So, can I tell you about my
Yeah,
garden?
please, Dish.
So, this is actually very funny timing because just over the weekend, so like 4 days ago, I decided to plant a fuck it garden, is what I'm calling
Nice.
it.
Okay. Tell us about your fuck it garden.
Okay.
This is
So,
definitely going to get flagged on YouTube anyway.
yeah. Does YouTube care? Well, as long
They
as you mark it.
they just something about community standards just came up, so
Oh,
I'm not.
frick.
I don't even
Okay.
know what that means.
My
Anyway,
frick it garden then.
your frick it garden. Okay. Maybe Riverside will. We have a nanny editor in our
Yeah. Who
recording
knows?
software that I might just do it for. I know Spotify automatically bleeps it out.
Okay, that's interesting. I know some podcasts that do that. It's not a bad idea. But anyways, so yes, my effort garden, we'll call it
Okay.
that. So I was out planning to use these raised bed supplies that I already have. That was my plan. And I had some, probably enough, maybe enough, I don't know, potting soil that I had bought. Actually, it was dirt and compost, and I just
Okay,
mix
fair.
it together.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Potting soil. Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, I was out there and I had been wanting to do rows, like row planting, because I'd
Mhm.
heard about it. I've heard it's easier. I've heard it's cheaper, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking, like, oh, I need to do all this research. I don't know how. I've never done it before. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. But I had already put a bunch of tarps down and, like, cleared out this space, so killed off all the grass. So I had all this space, and I was out there, and I was like, fuck it. I was like, F it, I'm just going to do it. So I just dug 3 long rows with my stupid shovel, because I was like, oh, I need a tiller. I got to borrow the tiller for my brother-in-law, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so
You just dug them
I
yourself.
just
You didn't get the
dug 'em
tiller.
with my stupid shovel and shoveled them around a little bit. And then I had compost, so I threw some compost on it. And I definitely did it wrong, but it's okay. So
Right.
I dug them out, and I was going off of pure memory because I was like, if I have to research any of this, I'm not going to do it. I'm just
No.
not going to do it.
100%. You could no. Yeah.
Yeah. So I dug them out and I planted in the low part, and you're supposed to plant in the high part, which hindsight is obvious, but
But I get it because
yeah.
I get it. It's a hole, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And I was like, well, the water will drain
Wash it
down,
away
so
down the
it'll...
stream. Yeah.
Yes, it's 100%. It's probably going to. If it rains, I'm screwed.
But when you're tired, no, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. And so I was just like, you know what? Screw it.
Mhm.
And so, but I did it, and it looks awesome. I mean, it looks so cool, and it's exciting. And it's sort of like, because I have this foundation, even if it's a wrong foundation, I'm like, oh, the possibilities feel endless now. And I'm like,
Right.
yay,
You can do anything
this is
from here.
awesome.
I did it wrong once and no one died. right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I was in my head, I was like, oh, it's too late because it was like end of May, whatever. And I was like,
right.
ugh. But that's not really true. Like all this stuff, a lot of the stuff I planted said one of the things, I can't remember which at this moment in time, but it said like starting in June. So you can have a garden. Like corn is probably going to grow. I tried corn. I'm trying corn. I'm trying squash, beans, three sisters. I'm just trying. I'm just trying.
Right. Well,
So
and the other thing is that like with we have warmer summers now, and so there's a longer growing season. So like
yes.
all of the old knowledge about like we had we we have basil plants right now that are going to seed that we planted last May. They're more than a year old, and we're just like, shoot, dude, let and we're gonna try to seed them, But it's like they lasted the whole winter.
That's
They're
crazy.
supposed to die in like September.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay,
Whoa.
we have basil trees now. But I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing. You can plant your tomatoes in late May now and still get fruit in September,
Yeah.
because of
You're
the
not going to
way.
get as much, maybe, but
But yeah, the times have changed.
yeah.
Uh, so basically, what I was saying is like startup costs, you do them once. If you do things right, you do them once. The question is, do you value gardening? That's the
Mm-hmm.
question. Are you
Yeah.
willing to prioritize it? And I feel like in right now, when you can still maybe buy a can of beans, off the shelf, um, relatively easily. We don't value gardening. It the monetary investment for gardening can take a while to come back. The reason people garden, I mean, beyond the fact that it tastes better, you feel good about yourself, but there is something about being attached to the soil in a way that Americans especially have lost in the past
Mm-hmm.
150 years. The value of gardening is not just how many tomatoes you get back, it's turning off your phone and frigging digging a trench and trying it out, and getting dirt under your nails. Like,
Yeah, which is actually proven to be healthy.
yes. And the sources that you set me up with, there is not a single gardener who says that gardening is not worth it once they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the messier you make it and the stupider you are about it, the better it is, right? Your experiment
Yes.
paid off. I propagated rosemary.
And
We
that's so
had
cool.
we had bought a thing of it from the grocery store and we had some left and I was like, I'll just put it in some water, change the water every week. It rooted. I put it in soil. It's growing. That's apparently really hard to do. If I had looked that up, I would have failed because I would have been thinking about it too much. But I was just
And
like,
you
yeah,
may
we
not
have
have even
some.
tried it.
Oh, 100%. I am growing amaryllis from seed. Just drop the seeds in some water. They're sprouting. They're going to turn into plants. Not that I can eat that. Well, maybe you could eat amaryllis eventually. But, just like fuck around and find out with gardening. And that is the best gardening. And do it now so that when you need it, when our economy collapses,
Yeah. And
just plant something.
yeah. And that's the thing. It's like I've been wanting to do this for like at least 2 years, and I've just talked myself out of it.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
why I was
It's
just like,
because
F it.
it is, again, it's the Dunning-Kruger thing, right? When you start a project, you are excited about it. And if you do something well, like a little thing well, you're like, I'm really good at this. The more you learn about it, the more you recognize you don't know. And
Yes.
that's where imposter syndrome comes in and where you start feeling like you can't do it. And that's when you and I talk in these podcasts about gardening, because you know obviously a lot more than I do. I hear you talk and I'm like, I'm never gonna garden.
God, I hope that's not what I.
Well, no, 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 that's not. That's
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
little
yeah.
insecure brain I have. But the thing is, just like plant what you can when you
Mm-hmm.
can, and you
Yeah.
will not regret it.
Yes.
Basically, there is not a single gardener who regrets that they gardened.
Yes.
Well, except the ones that try to luxury garden maybe and kind of F it
Yeah,
up.
or
But
the people who get in over their head, which
yes,
definitely happens.
yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. Like I will say, I had one of the best days with my daughter that I've ever had because she was out there for like 3 hours helping me.
Oh man.
And I did, well, she kind of helped me dig the rows. She was
Right.
out there,
Yeah.
she was kind of, not
She's like
helpful, but
5. Yeah.
yeah. But we did all that. And then she was so excited to see what every seed looked
Oh
like.
yeah.
She wanted to see each one. What's that one look like? And she's like, she helped me plant the seeds. She helped me with the whole damn thing. And it was so special
Yeah.
and so cool.
And not something you can get by taking your kid to a movie or, like
No.
it's not the same. There is
Yeah.
something so inexplicably, I'm sorry, all of my desk items are, but there's something so
Moving.
inexplicably human about that, that like,
Yes. Yeah.
and
And
we forget. And it's so simple.
it is. I have a helicopter flying over, but we're going to ignore that.
We're having a great night tonight. Okay. I think this is a good time to take a break.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
then we're going to look at some ideas for making the garden worth the investment. All right.
Awesome.
While the ghetto bird goes over. I don't
Yes.
know. We call it the ghetto bird in Albuquerque. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never
All
heard
right.
that. Okay. I think it's gone.
Okay. Feds, they're coming for you.
I am opening my windows because this is a new thing. I didn't really open my windows last year, but I'm like, the weather's so nice. I'm
Yeah.
opening my windows to save money partially, but also just have fresh freaking air.
It's just so nice to open your windows.
It is.
There's so few times here in Texas that we can do it. And also it's really hard to open my front window so I can get a cross breeze between the front and the back.
Okay.
And there's a hole in the screen and then I get mosquitoes. So
yeah.
I love open. And also I'm afraid to leave my window in my bedroom open at night because somebody could break in, but I don't know.
Joe's the same way, even though we live in the country. He's like, I can't do it. I'm too scared.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially because I live on the first floor.
Yeah.
And
So do
I
we.
know.
Yeah.
I have 2 barking dogs and a man friend, and I'm still like, nope, no open windows overnight, my friends. But
Yeah, I get it.
yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
ways to save money on those setup costs to get your vegetable garden going. And I think you're going to talk about this next year. Perennial vegetables? Or next week?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I am.
So
Yeah.
maybe I won't go into this too much because you're going to talk about it next week.
Yeah.
But perennial vegetables are plants that come back. Or stay verdant all the time. So like rosemary does not die. You can have it at all times. That is a great herb to plant and use, especially if you use herbs. But the issue, you can't live on basil, rosemary, or thyme alone. That's the thing.
What do
It
you
might
mean?
be the best return on investment if you use herbs a lot is to plant your own, but you can't. So some perennials that come up are like asparagus, garlic, and berries. So berries especially apparently have a pretty good return on investment. It takes them 2-3 years to be really worth it,
Yeah.
but they'll come back every year if you keep watering them and taking care of them. Berries are so freaking expensive.
Yes. Tell me about it.
Yes. So a raspberry or blackberry bush, if you have toddlers especially,
Yeah.
they freaking love berries. So they will save you hundreds of dollars throughout the summer as they fruit. So that is worth planting if you can in your zone. Fruit trees also takes 3 to 5 years to fruit. And depending on where you live, they could require more watering, but you can freeze or can apples, cherries, peaches, etc.
I don't have any fruit trees and I've never ventured into that. And it's because I'm nervous about it. It's like exactly what we were talking about. Do you have any? You've talked about your fig.
I have a fig tree and I have a pomegranate tree that this year, it's its 3rd year. It is so full of fruit. And I think I had 2 last year and neither of them was edible. Like,
Okay.
Sean, okay, I don't like pomegranate.
Oh, funny
Neither does
that you
Sean.
have the tree. Okay.
I wanted to plant something that it's a native to Texas tree.
Very cool.
Um, so we've got this Texas pomegranate tree that Sean hates, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe this year for Christmas everybody gets pomegranates. You know, um, and just because I don't like pomegranates doesn't mean that other people don't. Or
I love pomegranate. I'm a
yeah,
huge fan.
see, so
Send me one.
you might get some. And also like if the entire world collapses, I can trade things for pomegranates, on some level. Not that I'm going to be sitting in my front yard with a shotgun protecting my pomegranate tree, which is something to consider also. Not really. I don't. You guys, I have had a Cassandra problem in the past 2 years where I have predicted things would come true that have come true that everybody was like, that can't possibly be true.
Really?
Yes.
Oh God. Like what?
My mother dying.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. Trump getting elected. I mean, I think looking back, most people are like, yeah, you were kind of delusional if you didn't think Trump was, but there are a lot of people I knew who are like, there's no way he's going to win.
Oh, most people. And I was like the only one also being like, I live in the burbs and like there's so many Trump signs.
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like only Trump signs.
I hope I'm not right about this oil crisis being like a major problem.
Well, I was going to say this is not going to help anybody's mood, but
No.
they're on top of an oil crisis. I've read some about an impending food crisis.
This is it. Exactly. It's a number of things. People can't afford food. The tariffs made it hard for farmers to get fertilizer that they needed. So crops are in. And this is like, you can't find this news. Also, we've gutted newsrooms to the point that the only thing they can report on is Trump's last tweet. So we don't even have people reporting on this. You can't even find this in the news. Yeah.
And climate change, because it is changing growing seasons.
We are supposed to have a pretty wicked El Nino this year.
Yes.
Which is going to mean flooding in some places and drought and fire in others. So grow some tomatoes
I've already,
on your back patio.
Last year, I've already seen, I think it was green peppers. I've already seen signs. I mean, we saw it with the avian flu, with eggs. You're going to see that's going to happen more often. And there's going to be signs that'll say, like, there's a shortage.
You're not going to get bananas. It's, so and maybe it'll be kind of like during COVID when if you're of a certain socioeconomic class, you can afford groceries that are different. You'll just spend $1 or $2 more. But it might not be a bad idea to have some sustenance around you that you can rely on, I don't know.
I just planted a bunch of potatoes, and potatoes are one of the easiest things to grow.
Yes.
And they're also very
okay, so that's something that yes, the huge vitamin potential. People have like shat on potatoes.
Yes.
So it's just carbs. No, they have like the highest vitamin capacity out of any, and they're super easy to grow. I think, did I send it to you? I saw a guy in England who's like, oh, if you've got some overgrown potatoes that are like, sprouting their tubers out, and you have a bunch of NPR tote bags, because every time you subscribe to something, they send you a tote bag.
Yes.
He's like, take one of your overgrown potatoes, cut it in half, fill a cotton tote bag with soil, 3/4 of the way, tamp it down a little, put the ends of the potato in, throw some soil over the top, tamp it down a little, put it out in your front patio where it's sunny, or hang it on a nail on your back lawn. Because, everybody has too many tote bags.
Yes.
And maybe some overgrown potatoes. You can just grow potatoes like that. So one of the things a lot of people are like, oh, don't bother growing potatoes. They're cheap. Friggin' grow potatoes. Like, in an apocalypse.
They're not that cheap.
No.
Anymore.
Any cent you can save.
Yeah.
Potatoes are super easy to grow. And you don't need seeds to do it. Um, so like prolific producers are another thing that's worth growing. One of the reasons everybody grows tomatoes is because they produce. Like, if you do it right, you are going to get so many tomatoes. Same with squash, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you probably have neighbors at some point begging you to take their zucchini squash. Maybe that won't
Yes.
happen this year because everybody's like, no, my zucchini squash.
Yeah.
Grow those prolific producers. They're easy to produce. You can can them. You can freeze. Freezing them is probably safer. Canning, we have an episode on canning. It takes
Mm-hmm.
canning can be work, but freeze you can freeze it. I mean, zucchini gets mushy. It makes a
Make
good base
banana
for
bread. Yeah.
soups. Zucchini bread,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's mushy, you can use it for vitamins later. You know.
Yeah.
So
I said banana bread. You know what I mean.
zucchini banana bread. Yeah, we're not gonna have bananas anymore, Tiffany.
Yeah,
Quit
I
with
forgot.
your luxury fruits.
I forgot.
Okay, another thing you can do is save seeds. So, one of the
Yes.
reasons that gardening over time gets less expensive is you can just keep a couple items of your food stock. This table is like, okay, Harry Vetch is playing with, like, literally, I have this split table and it's like sinking down. And
I
I'm like, my
don't.
mic,
That's
my
so...
microphone is like in my lap. I'm like,
keep seeing everything move. I'm like, what is
I
happening?
don't know. Harry Vetch is here. I need to tighten some. What is happening, Harry? Leave me alone. It's because I made fun of him in the last episode. My
Sorry,
dog.
Harry.
My dog's not going to sleep tonight. Harry Vetch is
Right.
going to torture her.
Just pace.
Okay. So, okay. You keep a couple of your vegetables or fruits after the harvest and you get the seeds to plant the next year. This is great because if you really liked the vegetable, you'll get it again. But it's not as simple as just saving a tomato. Okay, there's a couple things. The Farmer's Almanac article that we link in here has some really good detailed instructions. So read that
Okay.
before the internet goes out. But here are some things to keep in. I'm just going to pretend we're going into Mad Max after this. I'm like, this is the end of the
You
world.
never know. I mean, honestly, preppers sound so much less crazy now. Like, just they sound smart.
They're right.
Anyway, they're
It's
not wrong.
they're
Yeah.
not wrong. Exactly. Maybe they're not.
Some of it can be extreme, like the
It
guns and
can.
whatnot, but hey, what do you,
Yes.
who knows, dude?
Grow a
Maybe I'll
garden.
need some guns.
The
Yeah.
apocalypse doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and it starts with there's no bananas in the grocery store, or what is it? A friend of mine, before he logged off of Facebook forever because Facebook is the devil,
Mm-hmm.
he posted an article that was like, all of the snow crabs in Alaska have disappeared. He's like, I can't think of a better way to start a dystopian novel. All of the snow crabs disappeared. So it's happening. We're living through the apocalypse. It's just in a lot more slow motion than we all thought it would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so some tips. You need an heirloom vegetable or open pollinated type to save the seeds properly and get the best results. Because hybrids, which are most of what you get in the grocery store, they have been inbred for specific characteristics. So if you plant seeds from a hybrid fruit or vegetable, you don't know which characteristics you're going to get the next year.
Ah. Okay.
So, unpredictable. Might still work.
It will be a mutant tomato.
Might not. You don't know if it's going to be delicious and red and ripe or if it's going to be like hardy and wooden because
Right,
it's
right,
got,
right.
all the
So
characteristics.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So heirloom. I'm sorry, I can hear my boyfriend talking in the kitchen on the phone, but
It's fine. I don't hear him.
where you plant matters. So cross pollination can cause a difference in flavor, mostly for vegetables that have a high water quality or content, from what I can tell. So this is what happens when the vegetables or fruits flower. Insects go from one plant to the next, and if they're all close together, they will mix their things. So cucumbers, peppers, melons, and squash can affect each other's flavor. So if you don't want your peppers or your melons to taste like squash or,
Whoa.
like pepper flavored melons,
All mine are right next to each other, so we'll see how it goes.
let me know. I mean, maybe that could be a delicious cucumber. It's like
it's like a new
cucumber
species.
melon's a thing, right? So
Right.
maybe that's why. The best seeds to save are tomatoes, peas, peppers, and beans. They are annual crops. You have to plant them every year.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the best ones to save because they are the easiest ones to plant the next year.
Okay, that makes sense.
You can try to keep seeds from biennial crops like cabbages, beets, carrots, cauliflower, onions, and turnips, but they take 2 years to set seed and they're more
Oh,
complicated.
okay.
So, okay. Tomato and cucumber seeds have to be fermented to remove a gel before you can save the seeds.
Yes.
Peppers are freaking easy. You just open the peppers, scrape the seeds off onto a plate or a screen, let them dry. Beans and peas need about 6 weeks of air drying. You have to pick brown pods from the vines and remove the seeds. Watermelon
Very
seeds,
cool. I don't know anything about seed saving, so this is really
yeah.
interesting.
So, yeah, that Farmer's Almanac article is pretty good.
Yeah.
Watermelon seeds just need to be rinsed off well so you don't have any of the fruit or the pulp left on them. After you've washed them and rubbed, you just rub them in your hands to get the membrane off. You put them in a glass of water. The good seeds will sink. You scoop the bad seeds off that are floating, give the good seeds a
Okay.
rinse, and let them dry.
Whoa,
Squash and pumpkin
cool.
seeds need to be thoroughly rinsed to remove any membrane and then set aside to dry.
Nice.
And to store seeds, smaller seeds can be stored in a washed out like pill bottle,
Okay.
which is cool.
Okay.
Larger seeds and beans work great in like Pringles canisters.
Okay. A little salty.
Apparently.
Salty
Well,
sweet.
what, clean it out.
Just kidding.
You can also freeze seeds to make them viable for longer.
Oh, interesting.
So, tomato seeds that are dried properly can last 5 years.
What?
Squash seeds last not quite as long. If you freeze them, they can last 40 years.
What?
Apparently. Magic. I
How long do squash seeds last? Because I always assumed it was like a 1 year.
less than 5 years, probably a year. Yeah, I would say.
Okay, because I had some old ones that I threw away, thinking that this
I've
is not
got
gonna
a
be...
friggin' packet of pumpkin seeds I bought years ago and
Yeah.
and I'm like, what am I doing with this? $2 wasted. I know, like $2 wasted 5 years ago. I was like, haha. Now it's like, oh man.
Yeah, right. What were you thinking?
Okay, some other tips. We'll say it before, we'll say it again. Grow what you like and what you'll actually eat.
Yes.
Or what you can barter in the Mad Max universe that's coming up.
Huh?
But even just having 1 or 2 plants in your garden that you really enjoy can save you a bunch of money from the grocery store,
And bringing you
especially
lots of joy.
over time. And the joy. That's the thing. You can't miss the joy.
Mm-hmm.
Most blogs will tell you to focus on more expensive vegetables, which are now tomatoes, peppers, and garlic. Buy the cheaper veg at the grocery store, whatever. If you don't eat tomatoes, peppers, and garlic, there is no reason for you to grow them, unless you're going to be
Right.
bartering with your neighbors.
Garlic they consider it more expensive?
Yeah.
That's
But I know, I
interesting.
thought garlic was cheap too.
It's like 75 cents
Yeah,
for
a head.
both.
a
Yeah.
whole clove. Yeah. And also
Which-
growing garlic, it's a biennial, isn't it? So it would take more work.
I'm not sure. I've never tried it. I do want to try it. I want to try tomatoes. Not tomatoes. I'm not doing tomatoes. I just personal reasons, but I just trauma from the past. No. I want to try garlic and onions, but I haven't yet. I did actually last year. I did.
Our neighbor
And it
did.
worked.
We
It was
have
easy.
he had buckets full of onions.
Right.
He just moved out, which is too bad. We miss you, Kent. But yeah, tomatoes are really easy. That's why people grow them.
Yeah.
But yeah, onions apparently easy too.
Okay. Cool.
Carrots take more time.
Mhm.
Berries are a super good investment if you have the space for them.
Mhm.
I don't know. Speaking of time, that's another thing. Give your gardening efforts that.
Yes.
You need to give them time. And make a plan, like you were saying last
Mhm.
week. That's the most important thing. You can do a fuck a garden, like you were talking about.
Mhm.
But the best way to save on startup costs is to know what you're doing. I know.
Yeah.
Map out where the plants will go based on what sunlight they need, what water they need, and whether or not they could ruin each other by cross-pollinating.
Yes.
It can be that simple.
I also will say one caveat of my effort garden is that I did earlier this spring have like a plan. Like I laid out what doesn't like each other and what should not be planted next to each other because I didn't really know. So I had
Just
a
Google
pretty
that.
good plan.
Yes, that helps.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that I didn't just throw caution to the wind in every other way.
Oh my God.
But I did have that, which I was glad I had it because then when Charlie was down there, we could just sort of like look at the little map that I drew, and then it was
So
easy.
put those
So
here.
yes, yes.
We've just got a bunch of containers right now. Sean is on a kick. Holy shnikes. I've been saying holy shnikes. That's apparently my word of the month. It's holy shnikes. I feel like a Scooby-Doo cast member.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scooby-Doo.
Holy shnikes. He started propagating stuff in the Arrow garden that he bought several years ago, which is you put the seeds in a pot and it has water circulating and then it grows. And so I don't even know how many species of green chili he bought from Albuquerque. I think 3 or 4.
That's awesome.
So we have a bunch of like hot peppers. So many tomato plants that we're growing. And then our neighbor gave us a jalapeno plant and a habanero plant. This is like glory food. This isn't like stuff that maybe next
you can't
winter.
survive off jalapenos. However, I feel like you guys do use peppers a lot, though, right?
Oh, we do. Sean loves them. So I mean, it's that could save us on sriracha costs, maybe.
Yeah.
So much green chili. I mean, green chili has a lot of vitamin C. I'm just gonna say.
There you go.
I won't get scurvy, but tomato plants, cucumbers out of nowhere, and we're just kind of making it up as we go along.
Yeah.
Because none of us planned this. We're just like, cool.
Yeah.
So
and I feel like you said, it builds over time. Like your knowledge builds over time. You're like, okay, those
that didn't work last
failed,
year, right?
Because maybe it was too shady or something,
right? Like, all kinds of reasons. So
yeah,
fuck around and find out.
Yes,
but
in a good way.
Yes, and any food you can grow for yourself now is probably not a bad thing. So accept that tomato plant from your neighbor who's like, I have too many.
Yes. And we are going to talk a little later in the season about food forests.
Yes.
Maybe even coming up.
I think it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So to be honest, we talk about it in my permaculture class, and I'm like, what is a food forest? I don't know. So I'm really curious. You're going to teach me that, but that's like another option, right? Like,
right. Yes, there are community options too. And local foraging, there's still that. I think we've talked about it before. There's that online map of, I don't know if it's still updated anymore, but like publicly available fruit trees and things. Might be worth.
Yeah, and some people put food forests in their property. Like that's how they design their like landscaping.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. So
it doesn't have to be like a formal garden bed, but
right. There's all kinds of.
And you can actually mix you can throw a tomato plant in with your flowers.
Yeah.
Who cares?
They're probably the tastiest tomato you've ever had.
Probably. And it would probably grow really well. And also, it's easy. It's easy.
Tomato plants will volunteer too. They will come back the next year, even if you don't plant them. Especially if you have too many and they fall to the ground. And that
happened to me a couple years in a row. That's one of the
Yeah.
Sometimes one thing I will say, this happened to me, and I was afraid of thinning, where I was afraid of killing them, because I was like, they grew. They obviously deserve to live. No, they don't. You need to kill, like, most of them.
Yeah.
Because
to make
otherwise...
the others survive.
Yeah. Otherwise,
herd.
You're going to
like deer.
Have a panic attack.
They're like deer.
You have so many freaking plants.
And that's just it. You are. And some of them are going to be healthier than others, and there's all kinds of things. Yeah.
And I'm assuming they probably, like, suck.
Yeah, they're called suckers.
And,
they're literally called suckers.
Moisture from each other, so you don't want too many.
No.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's awesome.
So
I love this.
Well,
this was... but this was good because it was, like, a revisit, so we didn't have to do, like, the normal...
Yeah.
And look, we're at 50 minutes, of course.
Yes. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 granolas break your teeth off gardening for yourself.
Yes.
With planning.
Yeah, which is so interesting because we have kind of changed our tune. I didn't re-listen to that last one, but from what I remember is that it's sort of like maybe not. And now we're like, fucking grow your own food, people.
If you can. I think it's a thing, or make friends with people who can. I think I hope I'm wrong. But I think it's worth it. Go to your local library and find the seeds that they will give you, and just grow something.
Seed trades, like people give away seeds on garden
Yeah.
groups. Like, yeah.
And seedlings. Like we have a purple plant stand down the street and people just are like, I had too many XYZ, so get some.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I hope I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But anyway,
But
for the
even if you are wrong, I still think it's a good idea.
right, it just feels better.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you
And
just have 2 tomato plants on your back patio
yeah,
or in your living room.
and yeah, exactly. Like that's what I used to have, and it was great. But I will say, in my life right now, I'm going through a very dark time. I sort of mentioned, I'm like, I put on a smiley face, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard right now. And making that effort garden was like, it's like one of my bright spots. And it just really helps my soul in ways that are, you can't even calculate that.
And it's subtle. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like taking an oxycodone or something that knocks you out. It's like you just feel better after. Kind of like doing any kind of exercise, going for a walk. You're like, well, this kind of sucks. And then you come back and you're like, actually, I feel better.
Yes, that
Like
helped.
gardening is like that. It's subtle,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the ROI is not in the money, it's in the soul.
Yeah, maybe it's in the money.
And maybe
Over time,
maybe in the money over time, but definitely in
yeah.
the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Get off your phone, plant something.
Yes. That should be our season title.
Get off your phone and plant something.
People's like, shut up. Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me. I'm listening to you on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, yeah, that's true. But sadly, today, Charlie was like, I was looking up something actually for her. She was like, I want to do martial arts. So I was like, okay, let me look at
cool
whatever.
Karate, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see if it happens. But, and she just looked at me. She's 5. And she's like, I wish I had a phone.
Oh,
And I was
no.
like, I hate my life right now.
Oh, no.
I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Just wait till you hate your parents in 5 years. You won't want a phone
not even
then.
5. Give it 10. 20. I say 20.
20 years till she hates you? Don't children hate their parents at 13?
Until she gets a phone.
Until she gets a phone, yeah.
She already hates me, probably. I don't know. But...
No, she doesn't hate you.
No, she doesn't.
I feel like if we as millennials just use our phones too much, the kids will be like, that's not cool. Phones aren't cool anymore.
Right? That's our plan, is just overuse them in front of them.
Yeah, we're like, look how stupid it is. Yeah. It's so much cooler to meet your friends in person than on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty good about it. I am not perfect, but I'm pretty good about it. And I try not to be on my phone in front of her. But
it's kind of,
I was like, God.
It's like smoking or drinking or like cussing, like things you shouldn't do in front of children. You're like hiding it behind your back, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like phones are like that. They're like the new cigarette. Yeah.
It is. Like me walking in on my dad smoking pot. And he was like, oh,
shoot. Yeah. This is not for childhood consumption.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I feel like phones are the next cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, alcohol's the next cigarettes, and then phones from there.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Phones are the next alcohol.
Yes.
Then, yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so next week you are supposed to be talking about our perennial vegetables worth it. So you're going to go deeper into those reoccurring vegetables. Yeah,
because a lot of people say that they're garbage, which don't know. We'll see.
Okay, we'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not ready for perennials yet. Maybe, but maybe I will be.
Maybe you will.
Maybe the Mad Max apocalypse will make me ready for perennials.
Yeah, exactly. So we shall see. Right. Okay, sweet. So
send us your gardening stories on Instagram or email us. Nobody emails us, so we're greeningupmyact@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. Tell us your stories.
Yes.
I don't know what you find good about gardening. Or
pictures.
Or plants that I'll take a bunch of pictures of our backyard and I'll... Yeah.
Yes. I'll take some of my effort garden and if anything grows.
Something will.
Something will.
Unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll eat them too. All right. See you next week.
Okay. All right. Bye.